hot K-drama heartthrobs like Lee Jong-suk, Gong Yoo, and Byeon Woo-seok may steal hearts with their charm, but which one gave the most jaw-dropping transformation into a spine-chilling villain? Get ready for some serious whiplash as we dive into their darkest, most unexpected roles. Curious to see who will shock you the most. If we're talking about top-tier male leads in K-drama rom-coms, Lee Jong-suk absolutely deserves the spotlight. In Pinocchio, he plays a sharp-witted yet secretly heartbroken rookie reporter who finds himself falling hopelessly in love while navigating the cutthroat world of journalism. Then there's Romance is a Bonus Book, where he portrays a genius writer and editor-in-chief who has been in love with his childhood friend forever. But while rom-coms might seem like his biggest strength, Lee Jong-suk has proven time and time again that he's so much more than just a charming leading man. In VIP, he surprised audiences by playing a suspect in a series of heinous crimes. Then in Decibel, he turned up the intensity once again as a bomb designer responsible for a high-stakes terror attack with explosives that react to sound. His chilling performance kept viewers on the edge of their seats, proving that he can take on darker, more intense roles just as flawlessly as he does romantic comedies. Now, let's talk about this actor who had us all swooning in 2024 and dominated headlines with his heart-fluttering performance, none other than Byeon Woo-seok. This man stole hearts as Ryu Sun-jae in the hit K-drama Lovely Runner, setting impossibly high boyfriend standards. His portrayal of a love-struck, utterly devoted man who falls for the same woman in every timeline, pure perfection. But before he had us all in a collective meltdown over Sun-jae, Byeon Woo-seok turned heads with a completely different kind of role in Strong Girl Nam-soon. As the dangerously irresistible antagonist, he played a chilling yet undeniably irresistible villain, a smooth-talking psychopath running an illegal substance empire. And let's be real, despite the major red flags, some fans still found themselves low-key shipping him with the female lead. That's just how magnetic he is. Since we're already talking about making headlines, we have to mention this man. Someone who managed to dominate news sites, social media, and most importantly, our hearts with just a small role in Squid Game. That's right, we're talking about none other than Gong Yoo. Despite only appearing briefly as the mysterious recruiter, Gong Yoo became one of the most unforgettable parts of the show. He was the first real glimpse into just how sinister the games were, effortlessly luring desperate people into a deadly competition under the guise of a simple challenge. But here's the thing. While Gong Yoo knows exactly how to play a villain that makes our skin crawl, he's also the king of making our hearts race. Just look at Coffee Prince and Goblin, two of the best romantic comedy K-dramas out there. Villain or heartthrob, Gong Yoo knows how to set pulses racing, and he does it so effortlessly. Speaking of Squid Game, it's impossible not to mention two more cast members who have also mastered the art of playing both swoon-worthy male leads and dark, chilling villains. First up, Woo-shik, easily one of the hottest Korean actors right now. With a smile that could light up an entire city, a strikingly handsome presence, and a heart-stopping gaze, he's the perfect leading man for romance dramas. But if you take a closer look at his filmography, you'll realize this man is so much more than just a heartthrob. Woo-shik has mastered the art of playing intense and dangerous characters. In Miss and Mrs. Cops, he took on the role of a ruthless criminal. And in Midnight, where he delivered a terrifying performance as a relentless serial killer who preyed on unsuspecting victims at night. But let's not get it twisted, Woo-shik isn't just about dark and brooding roles. He knows exactly how to make hearts flutter, and he proved it in Something in the Rain, where he played the ultimate soft boy second lead, making us all wish we had a Woo-shik in our lives. And now, he's finally getting the romantic lead treatment he deserves in the Midnight Romance in Hagwon, stepping into the spotlight as the main male lead in a romance drama. Next up is Im Si-won. With his doe eyes, irresistible gaze, and that sweet, heart-melting smile, he's the ultimate green flag leading man. And he proves it every time. In romantic K-dramas like Run On and Summer Strike, he had us melting with his soft, thoughtful gestures and the way he made his leading lady feel so deeply loved. But don't let that gentle image fool you. This actor can switch it up real fast. Im Si-won has an insane ability to transform into some of the darkest, most unhinged characters. In Emergency Declaration, his chilling performance as a cold-blooded terrorist left audiences angry, shocked, and terrified. And if that wasn't enough to convince you of his range, just watch Hell is Other People, where he plays a struggling writer who moves into a creepy dormitory and slowly descends into paranoia and terror. Whether he's making us swoon as the ultimate green flag or leaving us completely unsettled with his villainous roles, one thing's for sure, Im Si-won is a master of versatility, and we cannot get enough of him. Since we're already talking about Hell is Other People, we have to mention Si-won's co-star Lee Dong-wook, a man who can switch from nightmare-inducing villains to rom-com heartthrobs like it's nothing. Let's start with Hell is Other People, where he played Seo Moon-jo, the eerily soft-spoken yet utterly terrifying dentist. He didn't need to yell or lash out. His chilling presence alone was enough to make our skin crawl. Every word, every smile, every stare, pure nightmare fuel. He absolutely owned the role. But when he's not making us lose sleep, he's out here stealing hearts. In Touch Your Heart, he transformed into the icy but sweet lawyer whose slow burn romance had us all swooning. Then there's My Girl, where he set the standard for the cold-turned, love-struck chaebol trope. And of course, Goblin, where he somehow made the Grim Reaper ridiculously lovable, serving up comedy gold and a heartbreakingly beautiful love story. Whether he's making us shiver in fear or melt from secondhand embarrassment and romance, one thing's for sure, Lee Dong-wook never misses. Some actors absolutely owned the villain role before stepping into the rom-com scene, and honestly, we thank the K-drama gods for that because they killed it in both genres. A perfect example? Bo-hyun. This man made us livid in Itaewon Class, playing the spoiled, power-tripping antagonist Jang Geun-won. He was so infuriating that we were practically cheering every time Park Se-ro put him in his place. Then, just when we thought we had him figured out as the go-to bad guy, he flipped the script and showed us a completely different side. Cue his romantic comedy era. In Yumi's Cells, he perfectly portrayed the most boyfriend material male lead ever, playing the straightforward, gym-loving, hopelessly in love Gu-woong. And then came See You in My 19th Life, where he turned up the charm as the sweet, loyal, and absolutely smitten Seo-ha, making us fall for him all over again. Another actor who definitely deserves a spot on this list is none other than Kim Jae-wook, a man who can go from dangerously chilling to devastatingly charming in the blink of an eye. Let's start with his bone-chilling role in Voice, where he played a psychopathic serial killer who terrorized Seoul with his gruesome crimes. His portrayal was so convincing that people still talk about Mo Tae-gu as one of the most disturbing villains in K-drama history. But here's where Kim Jae-wook really gets interesting, because while he can play an absolute monster, he can also transform into the kind of leading man that makes hearts flutter in an instant. In her private life, he portrays Ryan Gold, arguably one of the most swoon-worthy male leads ever. A charismatic and insanely attractive art curator with a mysterious past, Ryan wasn't just handsome, he was thoughtful, protective, and completely in love with his leading lady, played by Park Min-young. Another actor who can switch from absolutely terrifying to completely heart-fluttering in an instant is Ok Tae-cheon. In Vincenzo, he had everyone fooled with his goofy, harmless intern act, until he pulled off one of the most shocking transformations in K-drama history. His character, Jang Han-seok, went from an awkward corporate heir to a sadistic and ruthless villain with an explosive temper and a chilling unpredictability. His portrayal was so intense that it cemented him as one of the most unforgettable K-drama antagonists in recent years. Of course, Taekyun isn't just about the dark and twisted roles. He knows how to make hearts flutter just as effortlessly. In Bring It On Ghost, he played a fearless exorcist who unexpectedly falls for a sassy, free-spirited ghost, serving up the perfect mix of action, humor, and romance. And in Heartbeat, he took on a fresh, supernatural love story as a half-vampire learning to navigate human emotions, delivering all the comedic and heartwarming moments we could ask for. Wrapping up our list is an actor who's finally making his way back to romantic comedy after years of pulling us into dark, intense roles. Choi Woo-shik, with an impressive collection of awards and even an Academy Award-winning project under his belt, Choi Woo-shik has proven time and time again that he can take on just about any role. Most of his characters have been anything but simple. He's mastered playing morally complex figures, like in Parasite, where he was a young man who infiltrates a wealthy household with his family, and in A Killer Paradox as an unlikely vigilante who takes justice into his own hands. But just when we thought he was permanently booked and busy with thrillers, he reminded us why he's also a rom-com king with Our Beloved Summer. As Choi-ung, he gave us peak awkward yet irresistible boyfriend energy, proving that his ability to make us swoon is just as strong as his knack for psychological thrillers. His portrayal of first love, heartbreak, and reunion had us all in our feelings, solidifying his place in the romance genre. And now, he's making his highly anticipated return to rom-coms with Mellow Movie, which means we're about to get even more heart-fluttering moments from him. Did I miss anyone on this list? Let me know in the comments. Now that we've seen both sides of our favorite actors, it's time to settle another debate. Who's the hottest K-drama actor? Click this video to see the results of our audience poll. You won't want to miss it.